before I forget that. And I would like to thank everybody for what I'm calling season 2, episode 1 of the Delta Amateur Radio Club, better known as the January 2021 meeting.
Want to find the guy's name.
Who would have thought that we would, when we first started doing Zoom, I remember we were talking about it when we first did it, and we said, oh, well, we'll try it. Let's not go to a whole lot of trouble of setting anything up, because we're not going to probably have to do it too long, because that's when they were telling us it was going to be 2 weeks. So I think that's come and gone. But we're pretty good at this, and I think it has. It's kept us together, and it's made it able for us to have some people that maybe weren't able to come to the meeting join us, and so that's been a good thing.
Trying to mute themselves.
Let's just, before we forget about it, let's start with the business as far as the treasurer's report and the minutes. We have a motion on that.
So move that we accept them as they are in Sparks newsletter.
There you go. We got a motion, a second.
Second.
All right, Dan, and all in favor, yay.
Yay.
On Zoom, is there anybody that's opposed? You can't oppose because I got you all muted, so there you go. All right, that's the main thing. I want to always doing it this way. I have almost forgotten in a time or two. It's not that that's that important, but let's stick to the rules as much as we can. While we're at it, it's always a good time to, well, anybody's got anything that they want to share, we'll just do that. And you're always got something to share with us. You got something tonight? Joe? I think he's muted.
You're muted, Joe.
Joe, you're
Talking to
muted.
me?
Joe
Making
Lowenthal,
Muted.
That's a first.
There you
Oh,
go.
you want mute? There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
you want me to give a report?
All these years we've been trying to mute you, now we can't get you unmuted. So,
Okay.
All right, I'm
training-
unmuted. What you need?
oh, that's all right. It was Joe we were trying to get.
Yeah, okay. I'm busy making supper. I'll just watch.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Let us know when it's ready.
Training, we've had one class of the extra class. We've got another one Thursday night that Dean Honadel into LAZ will give on his specialty class and how to work a calculator. I'm hoping that we'll finish up on the 11th of February. We might have to extend a week and then do testing on the 11th or the 18th. Not sure, or sometime around there. Might be on a Saturday evening even. But we've got 6 students now. Got one, or 7 students, got one added this past week. And looking at trying to do a tech class the middle to the end of February, but haven't gotten the dates or anything planned, but I'll come up with it and have it for February newsletter, and then send my usual email out to all the lists that I have. But if you know somebody that's wanting to get their license, they need to send me an email with the subject line tech class and their name, email address, and cell phone number to my email address, wa4ovo@gmail.com. And that's it.
Okay.
Training.
Thank you. Yeah, I did. I get any of the emails from our Facebook page that anybody's asking for any more information or anything. And, within the last couple of days, I had somebody asking, we're doing training and when was the next tech class? And I'm, let them know it's probably going to be the end of February and keep updated. And I gave them your email address. So
I've had
something on that.
2 inquiries in the last week, 2 or 3 in the last week.
That may have been one of them then. So good. Okay. Let's see here. Anybody? I'm just kind of looking through my screen here. John, do you have anything that you'd like to? This is usually a time where you get some free advertisement in for your.
Well, we will be having an Aries meeting coming up the 4th Tuesday. I haven't got the topic quite lined out yet. We're kind of off to a slow start this year. This time last year, we were actually preparing to deploy for the tornado up there in, it wasn't Lebanon, Tennessee. Where was that? It was up in Putnam County.
Yeah.
We didn't actually go.
Cookville
Yeah, Cookville and
or Clarksville.
well, no, it was Putnam County. It was east of Nashville. But anyway, yeah, not a lot going on just yet. But we'll be kicking things off for the new year, starting here in just a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So look forward to seeing everybody on that meeting.
Okay. Let's see here. Anybody else have anything? Before we
I
get-
do.
I'm sorry, who's that? Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will do testing on an as needed basis. If I get enough emails, about 3 or 4 people, I will do a testing session, but if I don't hear anything, I'm not gonna do one. But if I get some emails or some phone calls, I will do a testing session if I get, 3 or 4 or 5 people that want to test.
Hey, Jeff, can I put that in the Sparks?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Did you do secretary's report? You did treasurer, but did you do secretary?
We can bind them together. We can bind them.
Oh, okay.
We can bind them. Anybody else? Anybody? I'm looking through here, see if there's anybody I want to pick on, but before you, like in school, before you get picked on, is there anybody who wants to raise their hand? Let's see here.
Bobby, do you want to put a plug out for Marl?
Yeah, I will mention that the Marl repeater linking group, which ties Olive Branch, Helena, Tipton County, and West Memphis repeaters together, will be coming up on the, I believe it's the 4th Tuesday of the month at 7:00 p.m. Basically, you can access any one of those repeaters within your range, and you can do that FM. So we connect the repeaters over WiresX backhaul, but it is addressable FM from the front side. So join us if you'd like.
Hey, Bobby,
Yeah,
can we talk offline about that? I want to see about joining the 4.4 repeater in that group.
sure. You can either drop me an email off my QRZ page or just, well, I guess that's the best way, and we'll hook up somehow.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else got anything that's on your mind before we get into the presentation?
So Jose, a question for Joe. Is there going to be another extra class this year?
No,
Okay.
it's hard enough to get one a year.
Yeah, I was going to sign up, but I got Mars training, Air Force Mars training for the next couple months, so I don't want to put too much on my plate.
You're recording those so somebody could go back and watch them later though, right? Joe?
No, I did not record the first session. I failed to record the first session.
That's all right. That's all right. Is that you're on your own?
I meant to, but got started and just didn't do it, and then didn't start it up in the middle of it.
No problem.
All right. Right in. All right. So right now, that's all we got. Barry, you ready?
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure. And I think I've got it. You can share.
All right.
You should be able to share.
See if I can remember how to do this.
Well, if it's like mine, down at the bottom,
Yeah.
share screen.
Okay. Do. All right. Here we go. Is that showing up?
Yeah. I was going to say if you can click there, yeah, that's
There we go.
that works.
Okay, anyway, what I'm doing tonight is just showing some pictures. Everybody wants to, go visit the 8.2 repeater site and see what's going on. And it is a sight to be seen, there's no doubt. But with all the problems we've had here recently, we pretty much figured out what's happened out there, and it was through no fault of ours or anything else. To put it as simple as I can, all right, you have channel 24 and channel 30 out there that are on this tower, and they're putting out 100 and something thousand watts. Okay, and what happened is one of their we want to call it coaxes. I mean, it's like a 12-inch diameter, coax, whatever. It's a steel pipe, but it's split. And in the process of that happening, this it kind of melted everything. I mean, we were lucky enough, we're on the opposite side of the tower, and we don't think that it affected us, but I will show you some good examples here in just a minute as to what's been going on. And I've been saying all along that our problem was because of interference coming in and, interfering with us. And it wasn't us putting things out. So anyway, this has all kind of come together now. They are in the process of replacing all this. There is channel, Rock 103, they're one of them. They got burned up. I mean, the cable just literally is burned to a crisp. And I'll show you that in just a minute. And there is a TV station, or there's actually 4 transmitters that are combined and go out, and they're low power digital TV transmitters, but still they got burned up. What you're seeing on the screen right now is 3-inch coax or heliax. It's air, whatever you call it. Anyway, it's the dielectrics air, and if you can see right inside the that coax that's been cut, that stuff is just melted away. I mean, it's just gone. So because the very center there is the actual conductor, center conductor, and on the outside is the shield. And this is all brass. And,
Gary, I'm
sorry,
just seeing
copper.
your picture, not the picture of the Heliax or the
You're not?
waveguide.
Sometimes even home delivered meals in
I'm seeing the picture.
Plus, they cover
Yeah, I see the picture.
Can somebody
Everybody needs to mute.
Yeah.
I'm going through and seeing who's not muted.
don't get these extra benefits unless you sign up for them. And here's more than
I was looking for them, trying to mute them myself. I'm so used to being able to mute kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think I got them.
All right, well, anyway, and this is some of the cable. You can see the rope. This is what they're replacing. And this particular one is that transmitter, or the 4 TV transmitters that are combined together. And they have not connected them up yet. They're not going to until Channel 30 can get their problems fixed, because it'll just melt again. All right, let's see here. There's our tower. You can see the first set of guy wires in this picture. That's around 250 feet up. We're at the 500-foot level. Can't hardly tell. This is the room that has the 5 or 4 transmitters in it. These are all, let's see, I can move my, that's a transmitter. This is one, and this is one. So there's 4 transmitters in this room, TV. I do not know who these people are. I mean, I think some of it's religious stuff. I just don't know. But anyway, that's them. And if you look up here at the top, all this plumbing and everything, that is coax. That is your hardline coax. It's all copper, and that's where they will be connecting back into to run all the way out to the antenna 1,200 feet up. So, and that's the coax that's going to be connected up. If you look right here, this is Rock 103 transmitters site right in there. Those double doors. We are right here. If you could see underneath the ladder, that is where our repeater site is. This stuff is just, extra stuff they're trying to get rid of. And Mr. Rick, of course. Now, if you look up here at the top, you see these rectangular boxes, or whatever you want to call them. That is waveguide. And the one on the right here is channel 30. They are the culprit. This one is channel 24. And anyway, it goes up to about 50 feet up, up the tower, and then it changes over into round coax, about 1 foot in diameter. I mean, this stuff is just massive, and that is the stuff that separated it. The flanges where they bolted together, they just kind of separated. The welding just separated. And that's where all the RF leakage came from. There's a good example of all the crap that goes up the tower. This right here is the counterbalance for the elevator that goes up to the 500-foot level, but it doesn't work. So, I wish. It goes up right where our antenna is. We are located, if you can see, the second set of guy wires right here, that platform, we are mounted on that platform right there. And matter of fact, right where my cursor is, if you can see it, that is our antenna. Okay, it's mounted on that platform. and that is 500 feet up. And there's another example of it right there.
And the 440 is right next to it.
That is correct. 440 is right here, I believe. It's right next to it. That's the one that Bellevue so kindly donated. And I invite anybody and everybody to get on that repeater because it's a good one.
Barry, is that facing Bartlett, the platform and the antenna?
It is kind of, Joe, what is it? Kind of northwest?
Yeah, more northwest.
Yeah, it's facing out that way.
Okay.
That's why you can get good reception on I-55 at the Missouri Foothill.
How
And,
tall is the tower? How tall is that tower totally?
This tower is 1,200 feet. They say all the way up here to the top is 1,200 feet. It's pretty long. I'm not going to climb it. And you notice all of this. This is cell phone stuff. I think AT&T is on there, and also Bartlett. Fire and police are also on this tower. So, just FYI.
And my friend.
Huh?
And my friend that saw you.
Oh yeah. Anyway, this is that waveguide that's going up. There's Rick just standing there, kind of showing us how big this waveguide is. Waveguide is normally used in microwave. All right. Why they used it in this, I do not know. And that's why it's so big, because they're around the 500 megahertz range. And, obviously the higher the frequency, the smaller the waveguide. But anyway, it goes up and it transfers from this rectangular into round, on up the tower a little bit. And that's the part that messed up. This right here is, this is those 4 TV stations. They're coming out on this one. This is brand spanking new 3-inch coax that, and believe me, this stuff is not cheap.
Heliax.
Yeah, this is Heliax. Anyway, this stuff is like $30, $40 a foot. So our stuff, if you look over here on the left, way up at the top where my cursor is, that is us. One of these is, actually the 440 and our 8.2 repeater is coming out up here. And we're running on 1 7/8 Heliax, going all the way up to the antenna. And that's not cheap either. There is the result of a lot of RF just melting everything. If you notice, all the stuff that's shiny that you see in here, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be black. All of this is insulation, and all of this stuff is where the insulation has been melted off. And I have an example right here. This is a good piece of 3-inch Heliax. All right. And this is a good piece. This one is not. If you see all of this stuff right here, this is melted. Every bit of this stuff is melted. There's your center conductor right there. I mean, this has been going on for a long time, and this is why, in my opinion, this is why we've had this problem for going on for such a long time. This didn't just melt overnight. Okay, this has been going on for quite some time. But I just mainly wanted to show, give everybody, some kind of an idea as to what we're dealing with out here. We are on this tower through, we're not paying anything for this tower. And so, we're kind of limited in what we can do, say, and whatever. But it's as you can just tell, this this is a mess. Let me set it down. Anyway, this is, if you can see this big pile of stuff here, that just gives you an example as to how much damage has occurred up here on this thing. And this has happened, we're at the 500-foot level, and this happened, the split happened around the 400-foot level. So we are exposed to it, but we are like on the opposite leg, kind of away. And we don't think we were affected. So anyway, it's just some good stuff to see. And just FYI, this stuff back here in the background, that's tower sections. It shows you how big that tower is. Each one of those sections is around like 24 feet, something like that. But anyway, and there's another picture of it's just junk now. It's a lot of good copper, but it's kind of worthless. That is the brand spanking new stuff that they are they're trying to put up. That's 3-inch Heliax right there. All right. Well, anyway, let me see here. Rick provided some pictures that I thought I would have. And Rick Tillman has been, he's been right in here with us, helping figure all this stuff out, and couldn't do it without him. Oh, shoot. Here we go. That is the elevator that does not work. There's the platform. I believe, no, maybe not. That's just where you can climb up the stairs. That's the base of the tower right there. That pinpoint there at the bottom, that's what the whole tower sits on.
Hey,
And,
Gary, if you could maximize that screen again, hit that square.
Oh, sure.
Maybe make that one just a little bit bigger for.
There we go.
Helps a little bit.
All right. Well, anyway, this is our tower. If you count the guy wires, we're at the second one from the bottom, which is, that is where the 8.2 repeater is, and also the 440 repeater.
How did they climb that tower? I don't see any steps.
Oh, no, it's not steps. It's a ladder inside the middle of that tower.
Okay.
And it has safety, devices and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I believe Bill Stevens had them going up there and fixing our connections and, the pigtail and everything going into the antenna on these climbers that were there. And they took the elevator up and it wouldn't come back down. So that was the last time that elevator's ever been used, as far as I know. And I talked to the tower company, and they're not going to fix it.
Barry, who owns the tower?
It's Vertical Bridge is the name of them. Of course, you know, hey, Pat, I see you on there. I could have got Pat to climb it, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've been up to the top of mine, but I didn't climb it.
I hear you. This is the that's a full picture of the tower. If you look up top, there are 3 antennas you know, mounted up there, and I believe there's one right smack in the middle of it also. So it may be 4 antennas up there. Don't know, haven't never counted them, haven't never been up there to count them. So, and I'm not gonna. This is stuff that Rick Tillman did. This is Google, just, you know, pictures from Google Earth. This is our repeater, has the cavities on it. We had an extra cavity there. We were trying, you know, back when we were having all this problem, we were trying to see what we could do to fix it. And that's why that extra cavity is sitting outside. But anyway, that is the 8.2 repeater. It's not much. We do have our own room there, and it's this is our controller right here, the one that announces the time and everything else. That's where it comes from. That is a Heliax connection that I guess it's ours. It's in our room. We're not sure where it goes, but it goes way on up there. We think I had the guy kind of check it out, and it goes up past where we're at. So, but it's not being used. There's nothing on the end of it at this time. There's some more of that waveguide and some tuning elements, and Pat may can explain some of this stuff, but I've never seen waveguide used at these frequencies before. So
it makes for big waveguide.
Yeah, very much so. Anyway, that's, you know, we can climb up the stairs about 50 feet. And this is taking pictures, you know, from up there, top of the stairs. And that's where the elevator is also. And anything you see white down there is turkey vulture stuff, if you know what I mean. I mean, we can go out there in the summertime and there will be 30, 40 turkey vultures mounted on this antenna. It just crowded up there. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of turkey vulture stuff.
Barry, I don't think you said yet, but it was the RF leakage from this break that was causing the interference.
That is correct. Yeah, it's, well, I mean, that's my opinion. It's the best explanation I can come up with at the moment, because we just don't know. And it's been, I mean, everything points to this, but you know, the fact that it burned this Heliax up, I mean, literally burned it up and everything. This has been going on for quite some time. And there's a lot of power coming out of channel 30 up there. And I will explain this. One of the tower guys, he was not wearing an RF monitor or anything, which he should have been. But these two guys were going on up the tower, and one of them told the other one, he says, "My foot's getting hot," as they were going up. And what it was, you know, steel-toed boots and everything. And literally this RF coming out of channel 30 was cooking his foot. I mean, and then later on, they were sitting there, you know, trying to put these clamps on for this new coax. And they had sparks going from the wrenches to the clamps as they were trying to tighten it up. And man, it's scary. That's very, very scary.
Hey, Barry, go back one or two. I think you skipped over where it did show the steps going up. Isn't that it? Go back, go forward.
That's the elevator. That's just a platform up there. It may be up here and just.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
No, that right there on the left, that is the actual coax.
I got you.
Or Helix going up. It's after it's changed over from waveguide into this. If you look, it's about 12 inches in diameter, and you see the flanges where it all connects together. Those flanges, they're welded seams, and they came apart. And
Barry?
Yeah.
If you look at the ladder to the right, and there's a cable going right up the center, and there's a little spot of white at the top. That's the daylight showing through up there at the top of the ladder Steve was talking about.
Oh yeah. But this is right there is the ladder.
Right, put your mouse down some more. Right, whoop, you're too fast. Right there is the white spot. That's 1,200 feet.
Yeah, that's 1,200 foot level. That's all you see.
Tell them about the pole that they put the safety harness on. The cable, rather.
Right where his mouse is.
Yeah.
Just to the right there. In the center of the ladder, there's a cable right to your left a little bit. Right.
Oh yeah, for the safety.
Almost on it to the left pair. Right. Well, you just passed it, but that's the cable goes right up center for the safety device.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's and that goes up 1,200 feet. So no, thank you. I'll call Pat for that. Here's just some of the stuff going up.
Barry, how many 100 feet of Heliax burned up on that job?
Rick, there's two of them that burned up, and it was 3-inch stuff, and I don't know, did you not see the pile? The picture of the pile of stuff?
No, I got in late.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I would guess 100 feet of each one. I mean, would that be your guess, Rick?
Well, they fed it from the transmitters out through the building about 200 feet, and then probably 400 to 500 feet vertical. So probably 600 to 700 feet for each run at 47
right.
Pop.
Yeah.
Per foot list price. Connectors are $641 each.
Yep. Let's see here.
That's some shots we took before they changed our antenna last summer.
That's actually our antenna right there. That's the one we had put up. That's the one I bought.
This is shooting through my telescope with a camera on the cell phone, just trying to catch it when you pass it by the lens finder.
Yeah, that's the new one. That's the new one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new one. There's my telescope. Let's see here.
Hey, Barry, is that RF leakage still going on?
Yes. Yes, that's why this has not been resolved yet. The channel 30 has had to order that big, 12-inch coax or heliax, whatever you want to call it, the stuff that caused all the problem. They have ordered that, and they're having trouble because it's not made anymore. And so it's having to be made special for them. I think it's coming out of Germany or somewhere. And it should be. Anyway, it should be there in this week or next week or something like that. And they're not going to be putting up the, this 3-inch stuff until that is resolved, obviously. So, they don't want it to burn up again, So anyway, that's so that's why you may still hear a little bit of problem out of this, at least my opinion. And I was listening the other night, and I think Tom AEM was calling the net, and all of a sudden, somebody was talking plain as day, and then boom, right in the middle of their conversation, it became very weak. And it's the same kind of problem. And then Tom came back on there. He had been clear as a bell, but he wasn't very clear. But this is, what it's doing is called desense. You have this, signal coming in there, and it's basically telling our AGC on our receive part that, hey, we need to turn this down because it's a little bit too loud or too strong. And
probably wideband noise.
Yes. And you're not necessarily hearing the noise, but it's desensing the sensitivity of our repeater. And that's just what we're fighting. It's very, very difficult to fight this kind of a thing. And, but at least we think we have found, we can explain what the problem is. And so far, and what they did do was turn their transmitter down to about a fourth the power. And that's what they're running on, have been. Now, I don't know if they're always running on it, if they're not kicking it back up and all this stuff, but they have been running lower power, which is my opinion, while we have sounded so much better. So, Rock 103, Rick and I figured out that that was actually what burned up on them was their backup transmitter. So they're running on their main transmitter. And as far as this 4 TV stations, digital stations, which I can't identify who they are, we don't know. I mean, they're shut down. We go in there and you can see the power meters, they say 0. So they're shut down.
How long will channel 30 be out of service when they replace that heliax?
Oh, as soon as they get it up, they'll be cranking back up again. So, and then they'll, these other companies will be replacing this 3-inch coax or heliax. And, keep your fingers crossed that, everything will be pretty much back to normal. So I'm pretty encouraged in what I've seen as far as explaining what's been going on. And so anyway, it's been a mess, but it's been a long trip.
And an expensive one too.
Uh-huh. Well, hey, we're okay so far. But our antenna still needed to be replaced. I wish I'd have taken a picture of the antenna. It's sitting outside, and there is no fiberglass covering or anything on it left. It's in pretty bad shape, but it definitely needed replacing. And, you know, and you could kind of see what we replaced it with. And anyway, that's pretty much all I got.
How old was that antenna that we
About
replaced?
10, 12 years, something like that. I think we figured out. So, but it's, you know, and that's where that would cause us so much trouble is when the wind would be blowing and also when it would rain. Because, I mean, this thing wasn't waterproof anymore. It was just, it's a mess. Let's put it this way. You pick that antenna up with your bare hands and you're going to be sorry because that fiberglass was just exposed sitting there.
Plus the feed line was split right below it.
Yes, yes. The feed line to pigtail was really split also. And, you know, that and moisture just doesn't cut it. So
we got our money's worth out of it then.
Yeah, we did.
I think it was replaced 20 years ago when they moved the tower, wasn't it?
Yeah, something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was.
Tower used to be at Highway 64.
Yep. So anyway, that's pretty much all I've got. Anybody have any questions? Scream.
Well, is Channel 30 liable for all the damage to the other stations?
That's a good question. Don't know. And I'm glad I'm not involved in that one. Let's put it that way. Because you've got several stations that are probably going to be yelling and screaming.
Just a little bit of short, some of them in the tree sometimes, some other.
The matter of fact, I think the those few sections of 12-inch coax, heliax, whatever you want to call it, that that caused all this problem. I was talking to one of the engineers out there, and he said 3 sections need to be replaced, but they went ahead and bought about 7. He said that's about $80,000. So yeah, that's a beginning.
It's only money.
Exactly right.
And that probably doesn't include installation either.
Oh,
Oh,
heck
no.
no. Never. But yeah. But I just figured that tonight people been wanting to know about all this stuff, and it's that's about the best explanation I can give you at the moment.
Tim, AB4NH left a chat. He's the one that put that antenna up there originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I was with the chat, but I was looking to see if he's still on here.
Yeah, he's still showing on.
Yeah, he says he's don't hold it. He's here. You got anything else to add, or?
Who, me?
No, I mean, AB. I guess maybe he may not have a computer with a mic or something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Barry, I appreciate everything you've done. I've been meaning to try to get in touch with you, but years ago, we had trouble with the elevator cables rattling around whenever the wind got up real high. So I didn't know if anybody had looked at that for the additional noise.
Well, I had, and I had heard of that also, but I can't prove one way or the other that that was, part of the problems. It made sense, that stuff rattling around up there. But, since we have replaced this antenna, we have not had that kind of a problem anymore. So I'm starting to wonder.
Yeah, that antenna was probably way older than what you said. It was, man, that was an old station master. I forgot.
It did a great job.
Yeah, I remember when we first put it up out there, you could talk from Helena, Arkansas reliably on
Right.
it. But yeah, one thing we used to do, we talked Channel 24 into moving the elevator up about halfway to tighten up the cables on the tower. And that would help us out. I mean, we were the Skywarn repeater and we'd lose it whenever the wind picked up.
Yeah, tell me.
The antenna we pulled down was a Sinclair
Yes.
monopole.
Yeah, it was a monopole, like Joe said. Just a ground plane antenna. But let me tell you, that thing, it did its job up there, and it's still laying out there. It's up against the building, and I show people every now and then, here's what we took down. I mean, that thing is nasty.
Yeah, it served us well.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, you'll have pieces of fiberglass all in your fingers if you grab hold of that thing now.
Oh man, let me tell you, you don't want to grab it without gloves, that's for sure.
Oh, it'll eat your lunch.
Big time.
I got a quick question for Pat. Do you know who those other stations are out there? Because we've lost some of our favorite over-the-air channels out here, and my wife and I are crying over it.
I think Channel 40 is out there, and 24 and 30.
What about the 36s?
Now that I don't know.
Yeah, the one that is shut down right now. I mean, there's 4 TV stations. They're digital stations, and I do not know who they are. Rick, are you still on?
I think 24 went to 25 and 30 went to 31 when they went digital.
Right. But like I say, there's 4, and these are all low power coming out of that room. Those 4 transmitters are. They're no more than a kilowatt each.
Yeah, but 24 and 30 are full power.
Oh yeah, they're full power. They're the ones that caused all this crap. But
well, I hope the 36 is one of those, because like I say, that's one of my wife and I's favorite channels there. So
yeah, there is WBUY. They're out there.
Yeah, they used to be on 40. I don't know what they went to.
I don't either. But they are out there. I don't think they were affected. They actually are running on copper all the way up, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's solid copper, the real expensive stuff, but it didn't get burned up as far as I know. But WBUY should still be okay. The others, I can't speak for. I mean, don't know.
30 and 24, actually 31 and 25 now.
Right.
Are they running at full power, or are they reduced?
Channel 30 is reduced right at the moment. Supposed to be.
Okay.
Of course, they're the ones that caused all this, and they're running, low power. Number one, because you got climbers that are going up and down this thing, and when they start complaining about their boot overheating, when they're climbing past the area. But I think they made they had their own climbers go out there. I saw them out there, and I believe they did a temporary fix. I don't know what that meant, but I think they did a little bit of a temporary fix, and I don't know what the power is now. Yeah, you're right though. They're some pretty heavy duty power stations.
There are a couple of educational stations that are not on anymore here in Germantown. So I assume that they might be part of that package.
It could be. It could be. Rick, you got the license of those things? I know you took pictures of them.
I don't know. I've taken a bunch of pictures of
I know.
paperwork hanging on the walls. That,
Yeah.
And I can't tell you for sure. We may, I don't think their transmitters had anything physically on them, but
Right. No,
we did find,
they were pasted on the front of all four of the transmitters, their license number and identification. But like I say, they are low power.
I'm gonna
let's
jump
go
out.
back to the photos and look them up.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump out of here, but I just wanted to say one more thing. That elevator was nice getting up there because I sure wouldn't have climbed 500 feet. And
I wouldn't know.
when you got out of the elevator, you actually had to squeeze between those wave guys to get over to our platform.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was not easy. That's a lot of money going up that tower out there.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
have a good evening.
Thank
All
you.
right. We appreciate it.
Glad you could join us tonight. All right. Anybody else?
Anyway, that's all I got. And anybody got any questions?
Good job.
Yeah, that helped. I think that helped a lot of us understand what has been going on out there and what you've, what you've been doing in the past and up till now, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's been a challenge.
Well, thanks to you and Rick, we do appreciate it. Hey, Mark, I saw that you put up a thing about y'all's new repeater out there at West Memphis. Did you want to explain anything on that, or?
Yes, we were having duplexer problems. We ordered a new one and we got it today and it's installed. So hopefully it will increase the range from with the old duplexer. Once you got past the I-40, I-240 flyover, you could no longer get into it. So hopefully this will increase the range of our repeater. And the frequency is 442.400 with a PL tone of 107.2.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I got your text. I was out doing something else and I've been tied up since then, but I'll try it tonight or tomorrow I'm out here on the far east side of Cordova, so I'd be interested to see if I can hit it from my house with my 7100 and the J-pole. I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right. Anybody got anything else for anybody? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Steve, it looks to me like you're trying to hit it from Hawaii.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got tears in my eyes. Steve, Dayton Hamfest is canceled again.
Oh, they officially are canceled.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I hadn't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I just saw it today.
Oh, man. That is.
Yeah, they announced yesterday officially.
Yeah, that is tough. Now, I did see there was an email. I can't remember who it was from, Dave or somebody. It may have been from our regional rep, because it was more a couple of Tennessee things that were still planned right now. I can't remember where they were. Two of them were like in East Tennessee. So
Sevierville is still on.
Sevierville.
Yeah.
That was one of them. But there
I
was
think March the 7th, I think it is, something like that.
Yeah, but there's still a couple of smaller ones that are going to try and get it that are still hoping to do it. And
Where's-
I guess right now, Rick, are we still, what's the late, Free Fest?
We're still planning on Plan A, which is Bartlett, which could pull the rug out from under us.
Right.
We'll know probably officially about 2 months from now, we'll have another board meeting, the 27th of this month, and see what vendors have signed up and such. You know, Plan A is to have it still. Plan B is to go back to the broadcast from the garage via Tom Medlin's Skype site worldwide and stuff. And Plan C, the worst case, is to pull the plug.
Yeah, I know it. That's
To be continued.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. I think a lot of people are still waiting to see, you know, what it's going to be like after, you know, after the Christmas surge and New Year's and everything else. We're still a little early to see how that's going to go. And you know, not to
I
get
did-
political, but I think some things may change later on.
I got a call from Lance today. He has signed up to cook for us again. Tom Vickers is signed up to do card checking and such. So everybody's on board. It's just to wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
The hospitals, you know, they're struggling.
Yeah.
The construction folks have made a big donation, a couple of them in the past for the big prizes. They're not doing their work at the hospital, so who knows? You can't expect them to donate $1,000 or $1,500 out of their budget, maybe, if things get that tough.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, we all need to remember there are still a lot of people that need some help as far as you know, local support. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. Speaking of that, that reminded me, I don't know if y'all at Channel 5, they got that 5-star thing they do every once in a while, you know, kind of highlighting different things. I think it was tonight they were going to do a story about the general store out at Shelby Forest. So I know a lot of us are familiar with that from some of the events and all that we've done. So if you didn't notice that, it's 10 o'clock tonight. If that's past your bedtime like me, just set your DVR and you can watch it tomorrow, or probably see it on their website the next day or so. But it'd be interesting to see what story they've got about the general store. Speaking of the general store,
I think they're kind of struggling.
They are. They've actually got trying to debate if I was going to say it or not. I think some people know they've actually got a GoFundMe page going on. They're trying to raise some money. They've got if you've been out there, they are you know, a good place. They've got a very, very small dining area for indoor dining, and cutting back to 25%. I mean, they just basically shut them down for meals, and they're trying to raise some money so that they can do an addition onto the store and adapt more for covered outdoor. That's what doesn't make sense. They're trying to do covered outdoor dining to meet the guidelines, and you need like $40,000 to do it. So last I saw a few days ago, they were at 23,000 out of 40-something thousand they needed. So speaking of that, we are, and speaking of events, Swamp Stompers is this weekend. I'm leading that one. We're trying to keep that one kind of small for social distancing. You know, this isn't a year that we need 10 people hanging around at one of the stations, but right now I've got as many as I need, but I don't have any backup, and I already had one fall out and I got him replaced. So if anybody is interested in doing Swamp Stompers, it is Saturday, not Sunday, it's Saturday this year. You can get in touch with me, and if I need a backup, that would come in handy. But I've got what I need right now. Trying to think if there's anything else. Anybody have anything else?
If you're into VHF, UHF, the January contest starts at 1 o'clock local time Saturday. Runs till late Sunday night.
You know, and that
6 meters and above.
Yeah, well, and that reminded me, and I meant to look that one up. And at the end of this month, isn't it Winter Field Day? I know for sure.
That is correct. It's the 30th and 31st of this month is when
What,
I feel
the
that.
end of the month, yeah, Winter Field Day. You know, we're obviously, we weren't ready for anything like that. We normally don't do anything, but you know, if you're looking to get started back into doing some contesting, that would be a good one to get started back up in. Anybody got anything else that comes to mind? Speaking of Swamp Stompers, you know, if you're not going to be there, we are using the 8.2 repeater. You can listen in. If you're like me, you're thinking, oh boy, I'll listen all day to that. You can listen in, but that's an event. There's not much going on. You know, we're needed out there, and we do provide a good service, but it's not the type, you know, if you can think, oh, I'll listen every once in a while and see what's going on. At 7:30 when the race starts, you'll hear a little bit, then there's another starting, I think at 8 o'clock, you know, they stagger the starts at 7:30 and like 8 o'clock or something, you'll hear a little bit of radio stuff then. Periodically short, you know, throughout the day, you'll hear people passing different stations, and then you'll hear, I think it usually ends about 4:30 or so is when they kind of wrap things up, and we'll be doing some radio chatter then when we're kind of wrapping things up. But it's not the kind of thing, if you listen between 2 and 3 and you're thinking, man, I hadn't heard anything, it's just because there's nothing much going on, which in our case is a good thing, because that means nobody needs any help or anything. So,
What frequency?
146.82.
Okay.
146.
Are we still meeting at the general store at around 6 for some sausage biscuits?
There you go, 6 o'clock, general store. Yep. They're not doing the dining, but I've talked to I was going to get with the general store, but I've been in touch with the race director, and he normally, you know, buys our breakfast and stuff, and he said he would talk to them, and we both thought that, you know, if they had some biscuits for us or something, that's something we wouldn't have to, we could grab that and go and still sponsor them. So, and it's a good place to meet. Be sure everybody knows where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to do before we get scattered out to different stations. So. Okay.
Who's Denver? Denver, what call sign?
Person that signed on is Denver. What's your call sign? All right. That'll work. We're just trying to get it for our sign-in sheet for the meeting. Especially this year, we're trying to kind of keep pretty good records, but it doesn't matter. All right. Anybody got anything else? I'm sure Rick needs to go get another glass of wine.
Oh, he'll just spill it.
My glass is getting a little low. So, Richard, yeah. All right. So I do thank everybody. If nobody else has anything else, as Scott would say, please clean up around your table and push your chairs under, and we'll see you next month.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all.
Glad you could join us there, Damon.
Toodaloo.